All right, guys, tonight we'll be in Revelation 17, verses 1 through 6. And this reads, Then one of the seven angels who had the seven bowls came and spoke with me. Come, I will show you the judgment of the notorious prostitute who is seated on many waters. The kings of the earth committed sexual immorality with her, and those who live on the earth became drunk on the wine of her sexual immorality. Then he carried me away in the spirit to a wilderness. I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous names and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple and scarlet, adorned with gold, jewels, and pearls. She had a golden cup in her hand filled with everything detestable and with the impurities of her prostitution. On her forehead was written a name, a mystery: Babylon the Great, the mother of the prostitutes and of the detestable things of the earth. Then I saw that the woman was drunk with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the witness to Jesus. When I saw her, I was greatly astonished. Okay, so basically, Babylon the Great represents all things worldly and secular. And as it's like the mother of prostitutes and detestable things of the earth, and prostitute used here isn't like the people that get paid for, their sexual appeals and that nature. It's used here to describe those who are very unfaithful to God. And we know that Babylon is the place of origin of unfaithfulness to God, as they were a very, very worldly place, and they had a worldly system that attempted to negate God and didn't acknowledge God, honestly. And they just, in that they obviously reject God's rule. And we see that, going back to Genesis, God actually dispersed the city of Babylon by language so that they couldn't understand each other. And Babylon just really becomes a term to describe any worldly system used in an attempt to replace God. And then we see seated on the many waters. This just kind of represents that how the worldliness and secularism of Babylon has spread out amongst the world today. And it says, obviously become drunk on immorality and just, anything that's impure or what God deems to be, I guess you would say, righteous or fit to be, in his way. We see that it says that the prostitute's seen riding on a scarlet beast, which we know to be the Antichrist, because of, he's obviously allows godlessness in his dominion or his kingdom. So, obviously the Antichrist doesn't acknowledge God. Therefore, it just kind of ties in perfectly with this whole theme of Babylon, because Babylon didn't want to acknowledge God. And then the materialism of the worldly system that we have depicted is shown by the woman's purple and scarlet clothing, as well as that she wears gold, jewels, and pearls. So basically, materialistic things given to that also that nature of worldliness. And then finally, just to kind of end it, ungodliness is just kind of even going beyond, just secularism and worldliness, as we see that worldliness is given a personification in that the woman is drunk of the blood of the saints and of the blood of the witnesses of Jesus, or witnesses to Jesus. And that just means that, like, basically they're like feeding off of the persecution of, those who are spreading the word and those who are teaching the gospel and just sharing the love of Christ. And it kind of ends with John saying that he was greatly astonished. Like, this shocked him that such stuff was going on. But, I mean, if you just take a look at today, we also see that that's going on. But for tonight, that's all I got for y'all. So, good night. Love you guys. Jesus loves you, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.